What's up? I'm Troy.
I'm Elijah.
And we're here again for the podcast, our second episode. We have done one already, but it's been a minute since we've gotten back and done our second. So here we are. It's been an interesting week because we've done the NFL playoffs, the divisional round, and the national championship for college football. So we've been very busy doing some college basketball and NBA between that. And we'll have lots more of the same coming up. So let's talk about last night.
Yeah.
Ohio State wins over Notre Dame. I picked Notre Dame to win the national championship, so I'm a little, I'm in grieving right now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grieving my loss. You have been for a couple weeks because you picked Penn State, and they lost to Notre Dame. So they didn't even get to go to the championship game. At least my pick went to the championship game, so I take pride in that.
Mm-hmm.
It's disappointing, though, for your team.
Yeah, I did pick Ohio State.
You picked Ohio State.
After that.
Yeah.
After Penn State lost.
Yeah, and you were correct about that, I guess.
Yep.
It was a close game, though. It looked like it was going to be a blowout for a while.
It did. It was in Notre Dame picked it up real quick at the end.
Yep, they got a couple of touchdowns with 2-point conversions that made it a one-score game, but then some interesting coaching decisions. I remember they decided to kick a field goal. Remember that?
Yep. Yeah,
and
that
they
was
missed
so
the field goal when they were down 2 scores, Notre Dame.
That was so dumb. They should not have done that.
But Ohio State crowned national champions despite the win to Michigan in the regular season. That was a crazy loss. I remember y'all were outside while I was watching the game, and they were losing to 7-5 Michigan, a team that, or 6-5 at that point, who had a terrible season because last year Michigan was the national champions. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
They beat, they beat Alabama to get to the national championship, and then they beat Washington to win it. But Michigan had a worse for wear season this year after Jim Harbaugh left, and they lost a lot of players to the NFL, and they just had a really rough patch. But then Ohio State, who has lost 3 straight at this point to Michigan, goes in. Michigan comes to Ohio State and beats them.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And so at that point, you think things have really gone downhill for Ohio State. They're 10-2. They don't make their conference championship, but they do make the playoffs. So Ohio State ran the table. They beat Tennessee. Who else they beat?
They beat Oregon.
Oh, yeah, they beat Oregon as well. And finally Texas to get to the championship game. Mm-hmm. So it was a tough road for a team that really had a worse for wear ending to their season. And they end up running the table. Notre Dame is also an interesting case because in the second week of the season they lost to Northern Illinois, which was a huge upset. And from that point on, Notre Dame went 14-0, made it to the national championship game, but lost. Just came up short. But still a fantastic year for Marcus Freeman and the Fighting Irish. So that means no more college football on the channel until August. So other sports will be taking its place, NHL, NBA, college basketball. I mean, we are getting close to March Madness. I mean, that is 2 months away now, or about a month. It's about to be February, a couple days away from it. And we'll have 1 month until March Madness. March Madness is where you have the 68, I believe it is, best basketball teams compete in a tournament. And Auburn right now is at the front of that pack. They're number 1. They continue to be number 1 in the latest poll. And we'll see if they can maintain that ranking until March Madness begins in 2 months. So we'll be doing a lot of March Madness games in March, and so look forward to that. But in February, which is next month, later in the month, we've got MLB.
Yeah, I love MLB.
Yeah, we followed the Braves a lot last year. I mean, we follow them every year, but last year we watched many of the games, most of them, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to be doing a lot of MLB games once that starts. It's just spring training, but we'll still do some. And then once the actual season kicks off in April, we will be doing a ton of MLB games throughout our schedule.
Yeah, a ton. So that means like almost probably all the Braves games and all the
Braves
extras.
Games. I'd be surprised. Well, I'd say we do most. But you also gotta change it up a little bit because not everybody's Braves fans. Okay, so that's our future. But let's talk about the here and now. Well, obviously next Sunday we've got the NFL Conference Championship games. Those matchups are decided, and that was yesterday where we found out which teams would be advancing and which teams were going home. And we ended up with the Commanders, Washington Commanders, playing the Philadelphia Eagles. That'll be one we do, as well as the Buffalo Bills, who you called the Buffaloes throughout our stream.
Yeah, I mean, they have Buffaloes as their logo. They have Buff in their name. I mean,
and they'll be playing Kansas City Chiefs. And so the Chiefs are the heavy favorites in this playoffs. They are a great team. They have Patrick Mahomes. They're going for their 3rd straight Super Bowl win. 3 straight. That's never been done in NFL history.
And if they can do that, they would be making history.
Yep, they would be. It would be a incredible thing to see. But they still have 2 games to win, so let's see if they can do it. But that's next Sunday, the playoffs for the NFL. We also have some games throughout this week that we want to talk about, that we are going to be doing here on the channel, that we have been looking forward to. Tonight we've got NBA, the Knicks at Nets. That'll be a fun game. You haven't done NBA.
I haven't done an NBA game.
I did NBA a few days ago, but you have not done it yet. That'll be fun to do. That'll be tonight rather, at 6:30. And then we have Wednesday at 9 p.m., the Panthers playing the Kings in NHL. We tried to do an NHL game before, but the stream kind of didn't work out too well, did it?
No, it didn't. The stream did not work out too well, and the game lasted for 5 hours. So.
But we hope that this next game will be a good one, and we will be streaming it at 9 p.m. tomorrow. And then we'll have Friday, Michigan playing Purdue in college basketball. Yeah, we've done a lot of college basketball, and Michigan and Purdue will be our next game Friday. Saturday, I don't know if we are going to be doing a game. It depends on my schedule. I could be busy. But I know that we have an Auburn game that night, Tennessee at Auburn. Mm-hmm. We could end up doing that one if we were free, but not sure if we're going to go ahead with that one. And as I said, Sunday, the NFL Conference Championship. We will be doing both of the Conference Championship games, so look out for that. But that'll be Sunday.
If y'all were wondering about the hot ghost pepper, we're not doing that today because we had to order.
We're having to order online.
We have to order one online, which is a whole other step. So it's going to take a little bit to ship.
But once it is, you better believe we're going to make him do it. He offered up the deal. Actually, I might have. I don't remember who offered it.
You did, and I agreed to it.
Well, finally, a little bit of coaching news. We talked last week about Deion Sanders, Bill Belichick. Both those names were linked to the open head coaching job for the NFL team, the Dallas Cowboys. It's been an interesting development. I think Bill Belichick is no longer involved in that search. I think he is going to stick at North Carolina and go through with his first year there. Deion Sanders is still in the talks, though they're saying that he's not going to have a formal interview. He's not too far from where they're at, where the Cowboys are at. But as far as I've heard, there's been no official interview, and the chances are unlikely that he'll take that job. So more than likely, we'll see Deion Sanders at Colorado next year and Bill Belichick at North Carolina. But if we find out any more news about that job, which is a big one, because the Cowboys have really struggled as of late, they've been trying to find the success of the past again and make America's team good once again. We'll see. We'll let you know if we find any information. If any comes up, I'm sure you'll see it yourself. Finally, let's talk about the UFL. This is a league that I love. It's not as popular as, say, NFL or college football, but it is still football. It's even a step above college. It's all the college kids that didn't make it to the NFL get into the UFL if they want to. They still have to try out and everything, but they hold a draft just like the NFL, and they compete. We're Birmingham Stallions fans. They have won 3 straight national championships. They're going for their 4th this season. That begins in March. So we're looking forward to that. Now, Birmingham Stallions, their head coach is Skip Holtz. Do you know the significance of that?
No.
His father once coached Notre Dame. He was a huge head coach. He won Notre Dame a national championship. He was at the game last night when we were watching the national championship.
Oh, was he? Huh?
Yep, so his son coaches the Birmingham Stallions, has led them to 3 national championships, and so we will be doing live streams of those as they happen in March.
Nice. I love those games. Those are always fun.
Yeah, we went to some of them.
We've been to a few.
But yep, that's our upcoming schedule. We'll post actually on the socials our upcoming schedule so you can see them. So look out for that. Make sure you're subscribed or followed to our socials. So we have Twitter, TikTok now again.
Right there and right over there.
Yep, you can support us. You can support us directly at Ko-Fi if you want to help out the channel. But you can also just subscribe and like, and that's free, and it works just as good. So we are going to be back tonight at 6:30 p.m. for some NBA action. Tomorrow, podcast again, and then NHL action. So lots of fun up ahead. But until then, this has been the Gameday Podcast. I'm Troy.
I'm Elijah.
And we'll be back tonight.
All right. See ya.